Hi everyone and welcome back to Essentialsville. Today I am going to talk about Microsoft Excel interface. Please don't forget to like my video, subscribe and share with your friends so they can also learn the useful tips that we are discussing in this video. Have you heard of the saying that goes, data is the new oil? The saying has been around for a while now. Even though data is one of the most valuable assets that most organizations have, it only becomes useful if it is turned into insights that aid decision making. That is where data manipulation tools become important. I work as a financial analyst, and one of the data manipulation tools that I use heavily in my work is Excel. Whether you're a student or a professional, Excel is a very important tool to have in your toolbox. It is powerful and it can help you to work faster and smarter. Knowing the interface is a great place to start learning Excel, and even for those who use Excel already, knowing the interface is important to easily access the commands that you need. Let's dive into it. I'm going to start sharing my screen, and I will start by opening Microsoft Excel. And to open Microsoft Excel, you either double click on this green icon here on your screen, or right click and then open. So once you open, your workbook will open, and this is how the interface looks like. So I'm going to start by taking you through the worksheet control buttons. So on the top left hand corner, you will see these three buttons, the minimize, the maximize or restore, and close buttons. And when you hover your mouse on those buttons, it just shows you the name of the button. So those are the the worksheet control buttons, and they just allow you to control your worksheet, sorry. So you can either minimize, maximize, or close. The next is the quick access toolbar, and it's this green section here. It has quick icons that you can access while you're working with Excel. And for instance, we have the save icon here, we have the undo icon, and you can customize that toolbar to just have the icons that you need by clicking on this drop down arrow and checking or unchecking what you want and what you don't want. For instance, if you want the email icon to be there, you just check that and the email icon will show. The next thing that I'll take you through is the title bar. So you can see here, my book is reading Book 1 Excel. If I had named this book something like Customer Details, it will read Customer Details here as opposed to Book 1 Excel. So that's where the title bar is. The next is the ribbon. So the ribbon is this whole section here. And it has icons that you can quickly access to work with when you're working with Excel. And these icons are grouped in, they're organized in logical groups. For instance, our first group is called clipboard, and it just allows you to do things such as copy, cut, and paste. Our second group is the font group, which allows you to bold, change the font size, italicize, change the font color, etc. And you have so many other groups here. And not all the groups show. It just depends. With some of them will just show depending on whether you need them. And this is just to make sure that your interface doesn't look busy and cluttered. The next thing that I'm going to take you through is the name box. And the name box basically shows the address of the current cell. So for instance, if I click here, you can see I'm on cell number D3. So the name box will show D3. If I move to C3, it shows C3. The next item is the formula bar. The formula bar shows the current contents of the cell. So for instance, in this cell, if I type things like these numbers here, you will see those numbers in the formula bar if I click on that cell. If I click out of that cell, of course, the formula bar doesn't show anything because the current cell doesn't have anything. And you can use this formula to write, the formula bar to write formulas. For instance, if I click on this cell and come here and put in an equal sign and say 2 times 2 and push enter, it will return 4. So that's where I wrote my formula in the formula bar. but my cursor was at cell number C3, so that's where the contents will be displayed. Next is the column number. So the columns are named alphabetically. So you have column A, column B, column C, column D, column E, all the way. That's how you name your columns. And then we have the row numbers. So the row numbers, so this is a row number 1, and this is row number 2, this is row number 3. For columns, this was column A, this is column B, this is column C. So when I say I'm in cell number C3, I'm just referring to the fact that the cell that I have clicked in right now is on column number is on column C, row number 3. The next item that I'm going to take you through is the scroll bar. So the scroll bar is on the left hand side. So it just enables you to move up and down in your spreadsheet. So for instance, if I click here and just move it down, it just allows me to go down, up and down. And if you have content, it can allow you to go all the way to where to the very bottom, up to where your content is in your worksheet. The other item that I am going to talk about is the tab name. So if you look here, you will see we have sheet 1 and sheet 2. So these are called tabs, and you can rename them to match the information that you're saving in these sheets. So to rename them, you'll just right click and then hit rename and put in your preferred name here. So those are called the tabs. I'm not sure if there's anything else that I have not talked about. Maybe the cell, and I think I referenced that earlier. So the cell is this part of your spreadsheet, and it's identified by the column number and the row number. So this is cell number E3. So I hope you found this very useful, and I hope that it motivates you to start learning Excel. And if you use Excel already, I hope that this refresher enables you to quickly find the items that you need to work with Excel. I encourage you to, keep opening your workbook from time to time and just hovering your mouse on these icons, trying to find out what each of these icon does. And as they say, practice makes perfect. So the more you use Excel, the more you become proficient in it. So just keep practicing, and eventually you're going to become an expert. So thanks so much for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends.